Hey everyone, how are you doing? Creating a presentation is still one of the slowest tasks in the workflow. You organize content, write the structure, and then you still have to put together each slide one by one. Now check this out. You type in a simple topic and get an entire presentation ready, structured, and visually organized in seconds. Today I'm going to show you how AI PPT works in practice, with real use cases that range from automatic creation to converting text, documents, and web pages into ready-made slides. Deal? So, let's get to the video. So today we're going to see how AI PPT can practically replace the entire process of creating presentations. And what's most interesting here is that it's not just a slide generator. It works as a creation hub where you can generate, import, edit, and turn content into a presentation without ever leaving the tool. So let's get started. After clicking the link that will be down here in the description of this video, you'll sign up for the platform and you can try it out without having to pay anything. So here you have several options to start creating your presentation. The first one is this: create from a topic. What am I going to do? Simply type my prompt. I have two options, the standard mode and the other mode here, which uses the Nano Banana Pro prompt. So you choose which one you want to use. For this test here, I'm going to use the standard mode. This here is my prompt. Create a presentation about artificial intelligence trends for business in 2026. If you want, you can add some reference files here and also select the artificial intelligence model you want to use to create your presentation. For this example, I'm going to use Gemini 2.5 Pro. Here you can also set the number of pages. I'll put it here. 10 to 15. For language, there are several options here to choose from. I'll leave it in Brazilian Portuguese. Text volume, concise, medium, detailed. I'll leave it on medium. The tone here: professional, target audience, business, slide scenario, general, analysis report, teaching slides, promotional material, public speeches, online media, or advertisements. I'll set it to analytical report and submit my prompt. The first thing it does is create a plan for me, so I can visualize in real time how my presentation will look. So, see that I have a draft here and I also have access to a mind map. Look how cool that is. So I can see here exactly how my presentation will look and if all the data I want is included in it. Here in advanced mode, regarding the image source, I can use an image I have on my computer, no image, or create an image using artificial intelligence. So I'll choose to create with AI. And here I can also choose the artificial intelligence model that will create these images for me. And OpenAI's Image 2 is already available here. And in this part here, I'm going to choose the theme I want to use in my presentation. So there are several available here. You can select any of them to make your presentation look even more professional. Since I'm talking about artificial intelligence, I'm going to choose this option here. And I'm going to ask it to generate. And look how cool that is. From there, the process is fully automated. I can see my slides being created in real time. Done. It's already finished. So I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 slides here talking about artificial intelligence. If I think it's good, I just click here to share and send it to whoever I want. I can download it here in PPT, PDF, or image format. Or if I want to make some fine adjustments, I just click here to edit, and that's it. I'm already in the editor and I can make whatever changes I want. If I want to change the text, for example, I just click here and add my text. I can also increase or decrease the font size here, change the font, and so on. Add images, shapes, whatever I want. So it's really cool because unlike other platforms like NotebookLM, which is also really nice, I can make specific edits. Over there in NotebookLM, I'll show you in a moment, when you create a presentation, you can even do some types of editing. However, this editing is done through prompts. You don't have access here to your slide where you can, for example, add your logo, add text, or an image. And what's worse, if you notice, like in this case here, that some text didn't turn out the way you wanted, there you have to put that in the prompt and let the artificial intelligence generate the entire slide again, not here. If you think, for example, that this text doesn't look good, you just need to expand the field here, then you come here, make the necessary adjustments, reduce it the way you want, and then you can reposition it anyway. You give that final polish to your slide. So, artificial intelligence does the heavy lifting so you don't have to start from scratch. Once that's done, you have your presentation here, and then you can make adjustments according to what you want to show using artificial intelligence in a much more coherent way, because you don't let it create the presentation for you. It does the heavy lifting, builds the foundation, then you give it a final polish to make it your own. Now, for this second example here, let's imagine that you have some text on H and you need to turn this text into a presentation. So, you have your document there and you can do this in two ways. Either you import the document here into the platform or you do the following. Click here on Paste Text or Markdown, and now you simply paste your text here in a very simple way. Look, this here is the script I used to record this video. What is artificial intelligence going to do? It will gather all the information and turn it into an outline. Once again, if I want to preview it, I just click here on the mind map, and then I have a broader view of how my presentation will look in this mind map format. Once again, I can choose the image source here. I'll let AI create it, and here I'll choose image 2 again. I'll select the theme here to turn my script into a presentation. Under scenario, I'll choose education. I think this one looks really nice and I'll ask it to generate. This is the coolest part, right? Everything happens automatically without me having to use the mouse or keyboard. Alright, it's done now. It created all my slides. Look how cool that is. I'll click here to edit. Then it put exactly the content of my script here in the form of a presentation. So, if you have any text you have on hand, you can upload it here and ask the artificial intelligence to turn it into a professional presentation. By the way, here you can add text and shapes. So, everything happens within the same platform. So, all I had was some text, I put it here in the tool and asked the AI to create this presentation for me. Oh, and another amazing thing. Since I have a complete slide editing platform here, in the sidebar, I have the design option. So I can choose, for example, a new color palette here. Look how interesting. And then I choose if I want a gradient, an image, whatever. What am I going to put in the background of this slide here? So you can select it. And then, if you want, you can apply it to your entire presentation or just to the specific slide. I can also select here and change the theme of my presentation. If you create one here and don't like it, you can choose from several other themes to refresh your presentation. Also, one more thing. You can present your content directly from the platform by clicking the present button. And then, using your keyboard here, you can show your presentation without having to use another tool. Well, now comes an important point. A lot of people use tools like NotebookLM to organize content, generate summaries, and structure ideas. And it's great at that, no doubt about it. But it has a clear limitation. It doesn't allow you to edit presentations directly, nor generate ready-made slides with complete design. You can even structure the content there, but then you need to take it to another tool and put everything together manually. Did you notice this limitation? I had a complete piece of content here, but I couldn't change anything in it, so I had to use a prompt. So I sent it to AI, and now it's generating the revision again. So this ends up making you waste a lot of time. Because instead of just going there and making a specific change, like switching the font, the image, the color, or the size, you have to use a prompt to do that. And AI doesn't always respond in real time. Depending on how the tool is being used, it might take a little while for your content to be changed. Now here in AI PPT, this happens directly. So I'm going to click here to import the document. I'll select the PDF file here. File selected. You can see that it's already building the entire structure of my slides here. So this ends up saving a lot of time. In NotebookLM, you have visually stunning presentations. You get a combination of AI-generated images and all of Google's power for research. However, the tool is still lacking. You can't manually edit the slides unless you use a prompt. This ends up making the work much harder, because when you have the option to make specific changes to the slide, everything becomes much easier, like in this case here. I'm going to click to edit my presentation, which was created using a PDF file that I already had here on my computer. And then, if I want to change something, I just come here, select it, and make whatever change I want. It's much easier because I can make some adjustments here. If I like it, I can present it right here from within the platform, or download it and send it to whoever I want. Now, another really cool feature here in AI PPT is this one. Generate dynamic slides. Once again, I can import a document, paste text, the blank URL field, a topic, and so on. I'll click here to import a document. Once again, that PDF file. Here is all the information for me. If everything is okay, just click here to generate. Done, it's finished here. And notice that now I have much nicer slides, made here by a professional AI. So, with that same content, using this flow option here, I got these slides here, which are also completely editable. I have here images generated by OpenAI's new artificial intelligence model. And now, I have a professional presentation, which I can also edit however I want. So, look, by clicking here, I have access to all the content that's on my slide, and then I just need to manually make whatever changes I want here. So, this is amazing because a presentation at this level can be edited in a super simple way, just like I would do, for example, in PowerPoint. Now, lastly, I want to show you this feature here, importing from a URL. So, you're going to click here, paste your URL here. It was able to identify what I want for my presentation, and once again, it will create the outline here. Now I'm going to use Nano Banana Pro here. I'll select my theme here. Theme selected. I'll send it. And now the magic starts happening again. So this is amazing. Suddenly, you're browsing the internet and you find a cool website with relevant information. You don't need to copy that content. You just hit Ctrl+C on the URL, bring it here into the platform, and let the artificial intelligence create the presentation for you. Look at that. Slides 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with really cool images that were generated here this time. So, guys, try it out. It's really cool. You don't have to rack your brain anymore to create a presentation, or take PowerPoint classes, or understand slide composition. None of that. You bring your content here into AI PPT and let AI create everything for you, from simpler slides to something much more advanced. You choose what you want, and Yaya does all the work for you. Cool, right? In the end, what this tool does is very simple. It eliminates the slowest part of creating presentations. You stop building slide by slide and start working on something that's already done. If you want to try it out, I'll leave the link here in the description and in the first pinned comment, okay? I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Ghost and the moon is a dime.